The question is why a civil engineer should study this subject of geotechnical engineering. We know that civil engineers should know about the soil and rocks because anything and everything that he construct or is being constructed by the civil engineer will always be either on the rock or soil, or it is inside the soil and rock, or it will be using the soil and rock. Of course, there are many other materials which will be coming into picture using the soil and rock. There are many buildings or structures where soil is used. Okay, either on the soil and rock, in the sense when building is constructed, obviously it has to be founded on soil itself, right? If the building is quite heavy, for example, if it is a bridge, the typical nature of the bridge is you have to have a foundation area little, but you have to carry a lot of load because we should not obstruct the water flow beneath the road. So you should cover as little as area possible. So obviously when you take it down, the pressure is enormous. So you should be able to find and found your foundation on the soil or rock. So structure will be supported by only bridge foundation. Any building, when you want to put it on the ground, obviously it will be either a soil or a rock. Okay. Now whether it is maybe a little on the surface or it will be inside. And when you construct basements, obviously you are going below the ground level and constructing. And the most important thing over is if there is a national safety involved, there are many structures which will be built inside the ground. The prominent examples would be power stations, hydel power stations. When they are constructed, obviously they are constructed below the ground level so that whenever there is enemy air attack or something like that, these structures should not be damaged. That's why they are inside the ground or inside the rock. Tunneling, when it is done, obviously it is a construction through the soils or rock. So we should know the properties of the soil. So because when you construct a tunnel, it should be safe enough. It should not collapse. So above the soil or rock, or I mean on the soil or rock, or below the or inside the soil and rock, using soil and rock. You know that earlier the bricks, or even now burnt bricks, are produced by using the soil itself. So bricks, when they are produced, obviously it will be soil. So you should know while producing bricks itself whether the soil is suitable or any additional additives have to be added. Once it is constructed, how high or what should be the width, etc., will depend upon the property of soil. Okay, as I have told you that geotechnical engineering is mainly soil mechanics because it is a basic geotechnical engineering, that is what we are studying. So when you refer to the books and all, obviously you can catch hold of the title soil mechanics also, because nowadays it is being referred to as geotechnical engineering. Earlier it used to be a soil mechanics. So what is mechanics? First of all, mechanics is study of forces. You already learned this in first or second semester. So mechanics is study of forces. It includes study of effect of forces too acting on objects. Means when the force is applied, whether the body moves, if it moves, in what direction it moves, how fast it moves, has it got an acceleration, or is it a constant velocity motion? So this kind of prediction is possible when you study mechanics. So through mechanics we will be able to know the effect of force on the objects. So what is mechanics? It is a study of forces. It includes the study of effect of forces acting on the objects, and we'll be able to know the effect of forces in the sense whether it is under motion and how it moves. All this is scope of mechanics. Now what is soil? It can be defined as a loose fragmented material abundantly present on the Earth's crust or Earth's surface. It is a combination of organic and inorganic matter. The voids may be filled with water or air. So there are three parts here. What is soil? It is loose material which is there on the Earth's crust, maybe seen like this, maybe seen like this. There is a cut made here, and then as you go down, it will not be loose enough, or you may end up with a rock. So soil is a material which is present on the Earth's crust. Crust in the sense maybe a meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter. This can be considered as soil. Below that, if you go, the soil itself gets compacted, and then it will be hard enough, and you may hit the rocks also. So it is a loose fragmented, that it is in very small pieces. We call them as soil grains. So it is present abundantly. Enormous amount of soil is present on the Earth's crust. This is one part of the definition. Next part says that it can be organic or inorganic. Organic when it is obviously it is produced because of the rock disintegration. In the sense when rocks disintegrate or get weathered, they will be producing smaller particles of inorganic material. I'm sorry, I'm telling about inorganic material. So when it is when the rock is disintegrated, it will be giving rise to inorganic matter, inorganic part of the soil. But meanwhile, if any plant or some animal dies and then gets into the soil, before completely decayed and disintegrated and get into soil, it will be part and parcel of the soil itself, because you cannot separate out inorganic matter and organic matter. So soil is a combination of both organic and inorganic matter. This is the second point. And the third one is, because it is a fragmental, obviously between the particles of the soil, air may be present. If it rains, then obviously water also may be present. So whether there is a presence of water or air in the voids, it is again referred to as soil itself. So it is an abundantly available material on the Earth's crust. The soil can be organic or inorganic, or it is a mixture of organic and inorganic matter, and then the soil may be wet or dry. So that becomes soil. Now for this soil mass, when force is applied, it is called, when force is applied, how it behaves. That study is known as soil mechanics. So what is soil mechanics? It is study of behavior of soil under the application of variety of forces. Now forces, say, you have studied in detail in mechanics, how to resolve, how to find result, and whether it is an equilibrium, how the reactions are formed, etc. What is the kind of friction, many things. Now soil is there. To the soil, if a variety of forces like building forces are there, or horizontal forces because of the standing water, etc., is there, or there is a dynamic load on the surface of the soil. So under all these circumstances, how the soil behaves, that we should know, so that we can construct on the surface of the soil or rock. So that study of behavior of soil or rock, especially soil, under the application of variety of forces, is known as soil mechanics.